Hey, everybody, it's Mark Yagi. Welcome back to another Market Pulse for the week of May 2nd, 2025. I can't believe it's May already, but happy May. Hope you're doing great. Hopefully you are, because it's a green market, and that means things are going up, or at least they have the probability of going up. And if you've been in the market this week, most things are going up. It's kind of nice. And, hopefully it will continue. I still not believer in this market long term, but what do I know? Like, I'm just a bald guy on the internet. So let's go with this. Let's go with my presentation that I just did to my mastermind group a couple minutes ago. You can see we got 4 green lights. We are off to the races. We went green here, where it's got this little green box, and you can see, basically 4 or 5 days in a row. Well, there's a red day in there yesterday, so not perfect, but certainly are going higher right now, and that's the way things are trending. And the trend is your friend. We don't want to try to pick the tops and the bottoms. We want to play the trends, because that's where our highest probabilities are. All right, let's talk about the NASDAQ. And I've got some red lines written all over this thing. And I just want to kind of show you what's going on the NASDAQ, because it's enlightening, I think. So we've got this 3,000 something point on the way down. It made a dreaded H. And the bottom of my dreaded H pattern means we're going lower. And it did. And it went down a little bit more than 3,000 more points from there. And so we did this A to B to C to D legs, which were, basically about the same. And then we had a bounce, okay? So that's a bounce off of 14,784. And look at this, we're at 17,784-ish, okay? So have we made this bounce up here? I don't know. But I can tell you this, we got the 50-day moving average right there. We just broke above that's the 200-day moving average. We just broke above the 50 on a gap up. That's why I put this little red line there. So we have a gap up there, and it looks like to me it wants to head to this 18,281, this red line, and it happens to coincide with the 200-day moving average. Okay, so we got that gap. We also have this gap. Now, gaps get filled. And so when gaps get filled, that means the stock wants to come down and fill that gap. I don't know when, and it wants to come down and fill that. Here's what I see happening with the NASDAQ. This. Okay. Until we get a lousy market and it comes back and fills the gap, and then maybe it'll go back up. This market has felt to me like 2008. It certainly acted very similar. You might have seen some of my charts from a couple of weeks ago where I put 2008 and right now on top of each other, and they were almost the same. We got some tariff stuff. We got some unemployment stuff going to be coming up. We got people getting laid off. We got some issues in the economy. It's slightly recessionary. We got some good stuff going on too. So we'll see what happens, but this will be interesting. All right, so that's the NASDAQ. Everything else kind of looks the same. See, that looks the same. It's over its 50. This looks the same. That's the Dow Jones. It's not quite over its 50, but it's made that same kind of move. And it's right at the 50-day moving average right now. And the New York is the most positive of all of them. It's right at the 200-day moving average right now. Will that become resistance where it bounces back down, or is it going to become support where things hold up and it goes back up? Who knows? Right now, I think we're kind of in this little flat area where we don't really know which way it's going to go, and we'll see who's in charge next week, the bears or the bulls. The NASDAQ the CBOE volatility index, you see, got up to 60.03, very high. And now it's back below the 50-day moving average, which is kind of that comfort zone for this panic index. So panic is coming down. Apple, Apple had numbers yesterday. They blew away what the numbers were expected. But, this company is not such a growth company anymore. You can see earnings are growing at 8%, 10%, 12%, 11%. It's not like some of these other companies that are growing their earnings at double and triple digits. Apple is kind of not a growth company anymore, but they are a big, huge revenue generator, right? So they just keep moving and they keep selling and they keep getting more and more revenues, and that's fine, but there's some selling going on. This is not a good chart for Apple. I don't like Apple. It's weak, even though it had a good bounce off the bottom at 169 and it's back almost at it was at 215. Right now it's at about 205. Good bounce, good stuff, but not great. You're going to see in a minute, I'm going to pull up some other charts. You're going to be like, that's a total different chart. This is Nvidia. Looks like Apple to me, right? There's not a lot of good stuff going on in this chart. It's very bearish, right? So for you to jump in here, you're going to have to kind of pick the bottom. This guy that picked 86.62, go him. There's only one of those guys. The rest of us are all trying to figure out which way Nvidia is going. And right now it's continuing to trend down. It's got to stay above the 50-day moving average in order for me to change my mind. And it's got to do it with some volume. This is the weekly on it. You can tell this was a great run up. Now it's not, right? And this has been many, many, many weeks in a row that I've been talking about how this is just, late in the run for Nvidia, and it needs some better news to be able to take this thing up. It needs all the sellers to get out of it, frankly, because that's what the stock chart is. MicroStrategy reported numbers yesterday, didn't report good numbers, but who cares about what company itself, as a computer company is doing? It's all about a Bitcoin strategy. And that's why you're seeing, 7 out of 8 weeks up right now, off the bottoms of 220, 230, 240. And if you've been doing covered calls like we do in the cash flow machine, now you're like, oh man, I'm missing the upside. I mean, a lot of guys are complaining about that in the upside, but you know what? That's the double-edged sword, because if you're selling calls, and I like to sell calls kind of in the money, you would have been protected all the way down. And now that it's going back up, you don't feel so you wish you didn't have the protection. Well, we forget the pain. It's like childbirth. We forget that. And so MicroStrategy's, got a good looking chart. I've been saying it for several weeks. It's bounced off the 200-day moving average 4 times, and it looks good to me. And it's coming up into this 404 resistance. We'll see what happens next week. If it can hold that, or if it's going to come back down and revisit the 50-day moving average, I think there's a good chance of that. But you can see here's a little bit noisier, but that's a good looking chart, guys, no matter how you slice it. Palantir, another one of my stocks that I like right now, coming right back up to the all-time highs. It had to make this double bottom pattern or cup pattern, depending on how you want to look at it. And now it's coming up the right side of it. I'd like to see a little bit more volume, but the price action is just absolutely super. See the difference between this chart and, say, Nvidia? That's a weekly on Nvidia, and that's a weekly on Palantir. Like, it's a totally different thing, right? This is Meta. Yeah, let me go back to where I was here. All right, so this is Amazon. So Amazon it's not a good looking chart. Look at the difference. There's Palantir, there's Amazon, right? Amazon's in trouble right now. They're on a downtrend. Yeah, I know it's Amazon, but look, it's kissing the 50-day moving average, and not a lot of good stuff. Microsoft had good numbers or something, and look at the numbers here: 18, 10, 10, 10. Not awesome, but for Microsoft these days, it gapped up. I think that gap there wants to get filled. We'll see. That's kind of cool. All right, Meta. So you can see Meta had a bounce, but Meta's got a death cross right there. You see that death cross? That's not good. Okay, so that generally means that the sellers are in charge. We can certainly see they have been, and we've got a nice bounce going on up here, but not enough volume to sustain it. So I suspect Meta is going to continue down. We'll see. Same thing with Alphabet. Alphabet's got antitrust problems, bounced up to the 50-day moving average. I'm not saying it's a short, but I'm saying it's not a buy, because this chart is lousy. All right, that's probably where we'll leave it. I've got a few other things that I've shared with my group, but I don't want to kill you guys. And if you're looking for some good ideas, there's some good strong stocks. Don't try to pick the bottoms here. Try to buy good strong stocks that are maybe going higher. And if you want to generate cash against them, cash flow, we do covered calls against them. Now, whether you do them in the money, at the money, out of the money, there's lots of different strategies to play. But the bottom line is, if you've got a stagnant asset and you're making income, you don't care if it's stagnant. If you got an asset that you're waiting for it to go back up, well, it's a long wait if you're not getting income. All right, let me leave it there. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for tuning in to this Market Pulse, and I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Bye.